Hello and welcome to episode 52 of Mo Money, the investing and economics show for millennials by a millennial, where our goal is to educate, entertain, and empower a new generation of investors. I am, of course, your hostess, and you knows this, not MC Moses. No, it's MC Mo, but I will still part the sea of ignorance and lead you to the promised land of financial literacy and freedom, and you can take that to the bank and deposit that. And that's the bottom line, because MC Mo says so. Now, if you're a millennial, and I hope that you are, otherwise you have no business watching this. This show is not for you. Go watch Mad Money or Lou Dobbs Tonight. No disrespect to Jimmy C, though. Anyways, like I was saying, if you're watching this, like most millennials, you're either living at home or in an apartment that you rent. What's the reason for that? Why are we not moving into our own homes by now? In the early 1980s, ages ranged anywhere from 21 and up. Now the average age of first-time home buyers is 33 years old. Is it because we just love having our dear sweet mothers cook for us and make our beds? Do we just love sneaking girls down into our basements to have quiet sex, or having quiet sex in our apartment so the neighbors don't know my name like it's a Trey Songz panty dropper? No, of course not. Obviously, our generation would love to settle down and move into nice homes with nice jobs and get us a slice of that American dream pie. No, we don't want to stay in cramped apartments in the city forever. And no, we aren't spending all of our disposable income on avocados like that punk bitch schmutz Tim Gurner suggests. And I'll tell you, if I ever see him, I'll put my foot so deep in his ass that his breath is going to smell like shoe polish. And if you don't enjoy avocados, that doesn't mean there's something wrong with our generation. It means there's something wrong with you. Avocados are delicious. Anyways, there are some actual logical and statistically based reasons why the millennial generations are not moving out to the suburbs to move into beautiful new homes. First, we'll start with what should seem like the most obvious answer: student loan debt. Since 2009 alone, student debt has doubled to a total of $1.4 trillion. To put that into perspective, that could buy 6.8 billion packages of smashed avocado, because I know the Gurners of the world were about to do that math. The average college student graduates with roughly $36,000 in student debt. A paper written by the New York Fed stated that had tuition stayed at 2001 levels, about 360,000 additional young Americans would have owned a home in 2015. So not only do you have to save money to buy a home, you're already starting on average $36,000 in the hole. And on top of that, you have interest rates anywhere between 3 to 7%, so it's like you're trying to fill in the hole that just continues to dig itself deeper and deeper and deeper. Meanwhile, while you're trying to fill in the hole that's fighting back, you're looking for a decent job that pays you on average $48,000 a year. If you're lucky, say you came out of college, you couldn't get a decent job for a few years, your loans went into default. What happens then? Well, it's pretty much a guarantee that you're going to have a pretty shitty credit score, which means you're going to have a hard time finding a decent apartment, affording a car, but especially buying a home. Average millennials have a credit score of around 625, which is average, but only 6 measly points away from poor and 55 points away from good. With the burden of student loans weighing on millennials and crushing some credit scores, homes are even further out of reach, forcing them to become renters. But just like homes, rentable places are finite as well. So, as you have an increase in renters, you always have an increase in demand for places, and thus an increase in prices of rent. It's like that Alice Cooper song, Lost in America. I can't buy a home cause my credit score sucks. I can't rent a place cause the prices are too high. The prices are too high cause everyone else has to rent. That the rent is too damn high guy was right. They are too high, and it's a trap that is hard to escape. So this brings us to our next point. Savings. Who's got them? Turns out not a lot of people do. In a survey, it showed 72% of millennials between 18 and 24 had less than $1,000 in savings. 31% had near or $0. Of older millennials, 24 to 34, 67% had $1,000 or less, and 33% had next to nothing. Is that just because millennials are awful at saving money and would rather go on expensive vacations? Hell no! Of course not. Even if we travel, it's less expensive than it was years ago, and we still do it on a budget, unlike those rich kids of Instagram. The problem of savings is directly related to the first problem. Millennials are having a hard time accruing savings for a home because they are being burdened by student loan payments. The $200 to $500 you spend on monthly payments could have gone towards saving for a new home, but no! Instead, you get to live in the fucking woods in a $10,000 cabin made strictly out of all the $300 textbooks the teacher required you to get that they used one fucking time, if they even use them at all. And those things depreciated like a motherfucker, huh? Oh, my $300 book after a couple months is now only worth $55. Not even the price of Enron stock dropped that quickly. Anyways, so yeah, millennials are not saving because they're paying back their loans. Also, like I said before, rising rents are also draining the savings accounts of millennials. The recommended savings before buying a home is around 20% upfront. So say you find a nice small home for $175,000, you have to save up $35,000, which is the average amount of student loan debt millennials have. Millennials would much rather pay that off than think about a home, and even if you are able to get $35,000, say from a relative or something, there are so many hidden costs on top of all that. You don't just buy a house, move in, and live happily ever after. No. Because in the words of Taylor Swift, this ain't a fairy tale. First, you have to have home inspections, which run anywhere between $200 to $600. Then appraisal fee by your mortgage lender, which is another $2 to $6. Then closing costs. Then once you move in, you have to buy furniture, or people will come over and think it's a trap house. You have to buy appliances, oven, fridge, washer, dryer. Your utility bills are going to be much larger than they are in your apartment. You're going to have to take care of your yard somehow. It's inevitable that there will be need to repair stuff. But worst of all, you have to pay your mortgage every month and property taxes. You thought you just bought the land and the home was yours, no taxes, fully furnished, same utilities as your apartment? Ha! What a moron! What a loser! Alright, now let's say none of this applies to you. You went to college for free, or you're able to afford it, and you have no debt, you have a good credit score, but not above average job for a professional millennial. You marry someone who's in the same situation. The guy's sexual foreplay is some weird, sadistic, dirty talk about how lucky you are not to have any debt, and how much of a better situation financially and just mentally you are in than all of your friends. Surely you can purchase a nice home, right? Well, most likely the answer is no, you can't. Here's the reason why, and surprise, surprise, the reason is the exact reason for a majority of the problems in this world. The worst group of people to ever walk this earth. Baby boomers. The generation defined by those born between 1946 and 1964. The Woodstock generation. The generation of peace and love and unity who decided to just say, fuck all that noise. Let's just literally be the worst generation ever and forget all that stuff we stood for. I mean, come on. We were all on acid for like a decade. What were we thinking? Being terrible people is a much better way to live life. So you have baby boomers, who characteristically are being selfish assholes. Now, one could argue, and I'm certainly not saying this, I'm just saying that one could argue that the way they are being selfish is by not dying. Like I said, I didn't say that, I'm just saying people have said that. But point being is they're not leaving their homes, leading to a shortage of the nicer upper scale homes. No, grandma would rather stall the $15,000 elevator chair than to just move to a condo or into a nursing home. Selfish bitch. This shortage of homes means the generation ahead of millennials who would be moving into those homes and out of their starter homes are not leaving their starter homes. So since selfish boomers won't give up their slice, Generation X and Y is stuck where they are. This shortage causes an increase in prices, just like with a renter. There is a shortage of space and an increase in demand. So although prices of homes are below pre-crisis levels, they are still above historical levels. With the rise of prices and the minuscule amount that people's wages have increased since the crisis, prices are simply out of reach for many people seeking to buy homes for the first time, or those people who are looking to trade up. And builders have not been heavily focused on building starter homes either, focusing more on multifamily homes. But signs show that may be changing. But will it be enough? Building homes is not cheap, and builders need to know that their investment will yield returns before they start. And again, we find ourselves in another Alice Cooper Lost in America situation. Another trap that not even all the Federal Reserve's easy money policy can save, which was a major cause for the housing crisis, and it still remains a major problem today. But What do I know? The bottom line is this. It is important to save money. Save every dollar that you can. But obviously, you cannot live a life without fun. You cannot sacrifice your sanity. You can't sacrifice your life just so you can one day own a home. Our generation should not have to sit around in shitty apartments in dangerous areas, eating ramen, working 2 jobs, all while having a college degree, never going out, never traveling, just to afford a home. Our parents never went through that, so why should we? Don't let the stupid idiots of older generations guilt you out of enjoying the beautiful pleasures of life, much the way they enjoy being racist, destroying economies, and starting pointless wars. Eventually, you will be able to enjoy living in your home with a yard and someone you love and kids, or just 15 cats and dogs that you love and no kids. Just take this episode as a supportive message, not as a warning call, not as a lecture that you're fucking up. What are you doing with yourself? Look at yourself. Life's not a race. Just keep something like this in mind. Keep looking for that great job that you love. Keep traveling, but at the same time, keep paying down your student debt. And soon when people ask how you living, you'll say, in mansions with Benzes, giving M's to my friends, and it feels stupendous. Or more realistically, in a nice 2-story family home with a dope-ass SUV, because even though I'm older, I still got that passion for flashing, but I also got 3 kids. Thank you so much for watching another episode. You can find new and classic episodes right here on YouTube. For now, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, like me on Facebook, check out themomoneyshow.com.
Mo Money, signing out.
I always had a passion for flashing. Before I had it, I closed my eyes and imagined a good life. Better than the life I lived when I thought that I was gonna go crazy.